Y'all, it is Wednesday. I'm getting ready to go pick Mary Jo up. She has a return to do at Macy's. The other day when I went to Macy's last week to get my coat, I barely made it in and out of there. I felt like I just needed to sit down, and the only place available was the floor. Now y'all, I would have had to fall down before I sat down, because it would have been humiliating to ask a passerby to help me up. Yeah, I still have some pride. Anyway, she will go in and do her return, and I'll just wait for her in the car. And I want to check my mail as well and put the B in the mail if I have the address in my email. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, first of all, I would love to do another question and answer. So, y'all know that you can ask me anything you want, and I will answer you. So, put a question mark before your comment, and that way I can jot down the questions, and then I will make a video with the answers. Let's see. Oh, I just wanted to talk about the biggest chunk that comes out of our income if we don't live in a van or an RV, and that is rent. Now, you know, the standard a long time ago was you should not pay more than a quarter of your income for rent or housing. Well, that's a big joke, y'all. Most people pay more than half of their salary to live in a regular house or apartment. The second thing, and that applies to me right now, because I am living in an apartment, and I hope to get back in a van in the springtime, but we'll just have to see. The other thing, at least for me, is gas. Now, thank goodness I don't have a V8 anymore. I have a 6-cylinder, and that is better. But I still spend over $100 a month on gasoline. So, you guys are pretty anonymous on my channel. So, if you would, besides asking questions, if you would say in your comments how much, what state you live in, and how much rent you pay. Now, I don't want to know your income, just so we can do kind of a comparison around the country. And I thought that would be kind of interesting, y'all. Now, I know there are a lot cheaper places like Alabama and Arkansas, Mississippi, places like that, even some parts of Arizona, where rent is cheaper than it is out here in Southern California, to be sure. But there are a lot of metropolitan cities where the rents are just as high as ours. So for y'all that think Southern California is the place with the highest rent, that is not true. One place that I know of for sure is Seattle, Washington. The rents are astronomical there. Unbelievable. Yeah, y'all, it is cloudy and overcast today, which is a perfect kind of day for Hazel to be in the van. Anyway, let's see, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, rents. Places in Texas are horrible. Chicago, horrible. Lots and lots of big cities have ridiculous rents. So what happens is people that are in our income bracket, retired people, people on disability, we end up so many times living in substandard housing. Now, what I mean by that, that's housing that owners don't do anything to keep it up. They do the very bare minimum, if they do that. Now, you can always report things like broken windows that don't get fixed, plumbing that doesn't get fixed, electrical that doesn't get fixed, heating that doesn't get fixed. Those are habitability issues, y'all. And if you call the Housing and Urban Development and make a complaint, they will definitely check that out for y'all. And so even if those things are kept in working order, you can have peeling paint in old buildings before, I believe it was the 70s, when there was still lead paint being used. So many things. Leaks in your ceiling that are not repaired. Flooring that might feel like it's gonna break down into a hole. So many things, y'all, that we should not, as human beings, have to live in. When you don't care about your properties and all you care about is the bottom line, then the only people you can attract to that type of housing, I mean, we're talking overgrown weeds and grass, peeling paint outside, trash everywhere, nothing being kept up. The manager is probably a slob, or it wouldn't look like that. I've had to get out and do my own landscaping before, y'all, when it was not in the budget, and I didn't care. My maintenance people and I would just do it. Even though I had HUD properties and substandard properties, they were kept up. If I had to do the painting myself, it didn't matter. I was not going to have a low-income property that looked like the ghetto. I just wasn't going to do it. So a lot of times, things like that depend on the manager. You have to be creative sometimes, but you can do it if you really want to. So anyway, y'all, just, you know, your state and the amount of rent you pay. I think it would be very interesting. And you might even put in there if it's substandard housing. That's up to you. Now, if your little channel name is your real full name, don't do it. Because people might recognize you. We don't want anybody to do that. But I just thought that would be interesting. And don't forget to leave me questions. It's always fun to answer y'all's questions. And remember, you can ask me anything. This is Debrajoy. Nothing is sacred, y'all. Oh, me. Anyway, that is it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up at 9 minutes. I love y'all. Do something fun today, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye now.